To our top story in Mali, where Mali says France and the UN are not doing enough to fight terrorism in the north of the country. This comes days after al-qaeda-linked groups launched a deadly attack on UN peacekeepers. The French military presence was reduced in the area in August as part of a region-wide operation. Let's get you a little bit more on the story that we led with. We're joined by on the line by our political analyst, Olivier Kambala, who is in Mali's capital, Bamako. Olivier, thank you very much for joining us. What do you make of Mali's comments that France and the UN are not doing enough to fight terrorism? Is that a justifiable statement, and is it true?
Yeah, well, I guess the Prime Minister of Moussa made a statement in Paris last week, and this was actually a consideration of the fact that the French troops have actually withdrawn from northern parts of Mali where they've been fighting jihadists. And now the Chadian troops are left alone to be bearing the brunt of this asymmetric war that jihadists are actually carrying against the government of Mali in the north. And then last week, as you probably heard, 9 peacekeepers from Niger were killed in an ambush made by the jihadists. So clearly, there is more to do to step up the war against terrorism in northern Mali.
But I mean, Olivier, doesn't this all go against Africa's views that Africa should solve its own problems? I mean, the moment that we're calling on France and the UN to intervene, we're going against Africa's own stance of solving its own problems.
Yeah, but I guess one thing is that, well, the African Union is part of the United Nations. And then if you take the regional forces that are actually part of MINUSMA, mainly troops from Niger, troops from Nigeria, and troops from Chad, they do not seem to be well skilled to be fighting those kind of asymmetric war that the jihadists are actually very good at. So I think it's just a matter of recognizing that there ought to be some sort of capacity building to be able really to face these challenges. And the international community has experience fighting it in Afghanistan and in Iraq, so probably they can actually bring a better assistance to Mali.
Now, of course, in August, France launched a broad counter-terror operation spanning 5 Sahel countries. How is that going? Is it successful?
Well, I mean, France actually brought its operation down. In finishing Serval, France created Operation Barkhane, which they wanted to be mainly an operation of training African troops in sharing information, basically intelligence-oriented kind of mission. And the French are really stretched from intervening in the Central African Republic, so they probably wanted to actually get another modus operandi. And yet we are receiving calls from Cameroon and Nigeria hit by Boko Haram. So France had to kind of bring a more strategic way of empowering Africans to be fighting their own fights. But they have the skills to do so.
All right. Thank you very much, Olivier Kambala, joining us on the line.